All right, welcome back to Newsline. Let's quickly get back on the line, and I'd like to take you behind the tough walls of Nigeria's custodial centers, where inmates see only the end of the road. But a different story is emerging to be told. Here, chains turn into threads of hope, and dreams that seemed lost find a way to soar again. Let's join Victor Azo as he takes us beyond the bars, sharing real-life stories of resilience and the people who are rewriting their narratives, displaying the incredible strength of second chances.
Behind these cold steel walls, time stands still. But inside, some find new horizons, building, dreaming, and reshaping their destinies.
Chinwendu Hart, at 34, has spent 12 years at the Kuje Custodial Center on trial for homicide. My gravest mistake, he concedes. In this silenced world, he earned a bachelor's, a master's, and wrote 5 books. Each page, each chapter, a whispered plea for redemption.
National University was introduced to the center, and it was scholarship. So I took that opportunity and I enrolled. I've done my first degree. I have BA in Christian theology, and I've also concluded my master's degree. Right now, I can build a website from the scratch. I learned website development.
Now, calls for his pardon grew into a chorus. Like Chinwendu, Christian Picado's hope faded when those gates closed. Yet, in thread and needle, he stitched a future anew. Tailoring taught him not just to mend fabric, but to weave brighter tomorrows.
I studied entrepreneurship and business management. So from there, I was unable to finish it. My case finished before my graduation. So coming out too, I was given opportunity to be going there until I studied and finished. Now I have my BSc. This work I am doing here is there that I have learned it. I'm also an artist.
His skills earned him freedom and degrees. Now, his tailor shop in Lube sows resilience into the fabric of his family life, a vibrant thread in a tangled world. Ehimel Sahon found light in learning. 5 daunting years for distributing cannabis could eclipse any hope, but he refused to succumb. Through the inmates' education program, he earned a master's and embarked on a PhD journey, tuition-free, even after his release.
Immediately I left the 4 walls of the correction. An NGO picked me up, gave me accommodation, and gave me a job. But barely a year and 6 months, we could not continue, so I was asked to go. Though the NGO still accommodated me till early this year.
But without a job, his dreams are at risk of unraveling. His wife, once his anchor, has left with the kids, broken by his continued struggles. He now grapples with a new kind of loneliness. In a country where more than 70% of inmates are confined for non-violent offenses, the real measure of our humanity is in how we welcome them back.
They have paid their dues. Now they need an opportunity to show us who they have become.
Christian and Ehime tasted freedom within these confines long before they physically left. Now, it's upon us to look beyond their past and see the future they have fought for.
Fantastic. I'm so emotional about it, and it just goes to show that every setback in our lives is just a chapter. It doesn't tell our whole story. And of course that everyone has the potential to change. Thank you, Victor, for bringing us this story on Newsline. Now, as the sun gradually dips away from the glare of the horizon, the city of Abuja takes on a new life. And they say life is sweeter under the stars and city lights, of course, and nowhere is that more true than here in the heart of our nation's capital. After the hustle of the work week, The weekend offers a chance to unwind, rejuvenate, and of course reconnect. And Serafina Okonumekwe takes us on a journey through Abuja's nightlife, where, according to her, the good vibes meet the realities of our book. Let's.
Lounges covered in the soft glow of streetlights host the clink of glasses filled with shimmering cocktails, while laughter rises in waves. Every glass raised is filled with signature spirits, every plate adorned with gourmet delights. Friends, family, and lovers gather to unwind, savoring one bite, one sip, one story at a time. Moments that will linger on after the night has faded. For many, Abuja's nightlife isn't just fun. It's an escape, a brief yet necessary getaway from the everyday hustle and bustle. Beneath the moonlight, people find peace reconnecting with each other. Inside Abuja's nightclubs, the energy is electric. The music pulsates through the air, and lights flash across the dance floor. Weekend revelers, performers, and fun seekers move to the rhythm, their eyes gleaming with the promise of a night to remember. This is what we live for. One reveler told me, the weekend is when the real magic happens.
Abuja people like good life, they like good things, they like to do good. So the nightlife in Abuja has really improved over time and has got to the top notch. So I can say that Abuja nightlife is competing even with Lagos right now.
That's hot.
You're having the hot vibe.
Yeah, hot vibe.
Friday usually is hot, every Friday in Abuja, or just once in a while?
No, every Friday.
The nightlife, I think, is good, especially now that there's no too much insecurity around the FCT. I think people are really coming out in the night to have a good time.
But the nightlife in Abuja isn't just confined to cozy corners and cocktail lounges alone. In Wuse, something unexpected caught my eye. A football pitch lit up like a stadium, with players racing across the field as though the night had just begun. They call themselves Friends, a group that has met here for almost a decade. Late-night football is more than a game, it's therapy, a way to clear the mind and recharge the spirit, all under the stars. Why at night, I asked one of the players. He smiled and said, because here, in the quiet of evening, the world feels still, and we can breathe.
So we do play at night, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, from 9 to 11 p.m. And it actually helps us because it helps keeps us fit.
It's a competitive game, as you can see. Each person has 7 balls to pot before potting black. So the game mentally is fun. It's a way of relaxation.
My journey didn't stop there. From the peaceful streets of Kubwa, Dutse, to the lively centers of Gwarimpa, Wusetu, and Jabi, I traversed the city discovering the alluring diversity of Abuja's nightlife. Each area has its own unique flavor. The thrill of driving through dark patch roads with no streetlights added a sense of adventure for me, but pockets of vibrant nightlife glittered in the night. But despite the excitement, not all businesses are thriving. While some enjoy high patronage, others struggle to stay afloat, pointing to the economy as a culprit for low turnout.
Before this place, you see people waiting for fish, pepper soup, having their drinks. But now, there's just few customers you see that do come. And mostly people prefer to do takeaway. They don't sitting out, I don't know, maybe for security reasons.
Before, parties was very high, most especially this Friday. With the nightclub, people eat a lot. But now, even the men, you see them coming, it's only them, they don't carry head up. Before you see them, some will carry 3-4 girls along. But now you see some, only them or one.
Some have also noted the fierce competition in the entertainment sector. Only those who adapt and apply technology to innovate manage to stay ahead of the curve.
We're a community that loves hospitality, that loves to give people an experience that's different from the usual. And so when you hear the word Ontario, it's called timeless nights and endless memories.
One of the busiest streets in the FCT. It's called Gariki Village. It's a commercial hub for all kinds of businesses, from food, drinks, anything you desire. It's about 3 a.m. right here, and it's as if it's just noon. Nobody's in a hurry to, retire home. Unlike some spots we have actually visited, that at 10, they've shut their gates.
From the laughter that bounces off the walls of rooftop lounges to intensity of football matches played under the stars, one thing is certain: when night falls, Abuja, the heart of the nation, truly beats as one.
Fantastic. Different strokes for different folks. Now my director, actually, Rikoto, said, Nadia, our money, they finish. That's where we spend our money. But let me tell you, if you think Abuja is just a political capital, you better think twice. Because when the sun goes down, trust me, Abuja has a way of keeping the fun in more ways than will surprise you. But you only need to seek it out. Thank you, Serafina. Let's take you now to Ungwa Road in Abia State, a well-known and bustling commercial hub. Yet, the mere mention of its name sends shivers down the spines of many residents and, of course, commercial traders. But beyond rural electrification, life on Ungwa Road is a daily struggle, I can tell you, marked by unrelenting hope for government intervention. Our correspondent, Ikechu Kundukwe, visited Ungwa Road, and here's what he brought back for Newsline now.
Ungwa Road is a slum housing thousands of hard-working Nigerians. Without work, there is nothing to feed on, making many, including children, to learn trade or hawk, many of them not properly educated. Cecilia Boria is a woman in her early 60s. She has been living in the Ungwa Road slum since her teenage years till now. She's yet to witness government intervention, at least in the area of road construction and public utilities, but has continued to struggle for life. From being a single young girl to a married woman with kids, struggle for life is same with no government in sight.
This side, there's nothing have happened to this side. We have not looked at township, because if you come into township, there is so many things that make it to township. But this place be like abandoned property, because people are, in this area are suffering from so many diseases, mosquito, malaria, all these diseases have been affecting us because of the bad environment we are living.
Though many of their skills found themselves in major markets in the city, residents want government to tackle road construction, public amenities, and support SME development in the area.
All right, you're watching Newsline. It's time for us to step out a bit for some commercials. Please don't go away. We have more interesting stories for you tonight. All right, welcome back, and you're watching Newsline. Let's turn our attention now to the Asian kingdom of Benin, known for its rich traditions and grandeur. Imagine the vibrant colors and radiance of a royal celebration, especially when it's a double for Oba Iware II, marking 8 years on the throne and, of course, celebrating his birthday. Now, it was truly a spectacular occasion, and our correspondent, Anli Okolo, was there to bring us the highlights in our next report.
The entrance of a king revered and trusted by his people. years of being a ruler and God King of the Edo people, his people have nothing but praise for him.
The leadership that you have started giving beyond the kingdom, may God continue to bless it so that they will say it was when our Oba visited here, peace came.
Since he has ascended to throne, he has brought progress to Edo. We respect our Oba. This is the only thing, the Benin Kingdom, that we are proud of, and we cannot toy with it.
It's been 8 years of peace, 8 years of remarkable achievements, 8 years of building bridges across Edo State, across Nigeria.
The 8-year commemorative service happens to fall on his birthday as well. Little wonder the line of dignitaries, groups here all to felicitate with him. The Oba is happy that his years on the throne has earned him the love and trust of his people. Earlier in the week, the monarch hosted the Amora Festival in the palace, where the doors of the palace were thrown open to Edolites to wine and dine with him.
We wish him the God's wisdom to know at all times what to do for the people, how to do it, and when to do it.
The Benins are looking forward to more years on the throne for Obaiwari II, whom they say has not just brought a vibrance to the Edo culture, but also positioned the monarchy as a lead in cultural heritage preservation and tourism.
About Tokwe is congratulations. And in a country where the average life expectancy for a woman is more than 50, 56 actually, clocking 80 is nothing short of an incredible milestone, one that calls for a moment of reflection and, of course, gratitude for God's grace. And 80 years is indeed remarkable for a woman like Olori Onikekpo Olufumike Akonde, whose life journey transcends family boundaries. She's not only a trailblazer in male-dominated industries, but also a woman who embodies grace seamlessly, blending beauty with brains. Adejoke Odeka captured the glitz and glamour of this celebration for us here on Newsline.
Acknowledging the value of a person who has over the years nurtured, influenced, and inspired others for the greater good and to encourage the younger generation to live impactful lives is important. These were words used to describe the contributions of Olori Onikekpo Olufumike Akonde.
She was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She's a very focused human being.
The celebrant, Olori Onikekpo Olufumike Akonde, was honored by dignitaries, including the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, represented by the wife of the Vice President of Nigeria, Hajia Nana Shatima, wife of the Lagos State Governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, Ooni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi, captains of industry, current and former government functionaries.
A woman who has not only been a pillar in our society, but also a trailblazer for women in leadership, business, and governance.
She's an inspiration to most of Nigerian women. She combined career and her family life.
She's an epitome of beauty, a paragon, and apart from that, a very intelligent, humble, personality.
Pray for her that God will make her to get to more further years with more health, good health and prosperity.
If you see mommy, you will learn a lot of things from her. I wish her happy 88th birthday.
To turn 80, I think that calls for celebration. So, in coming in here today is to celebrate with her and thank God for his faithfulness over her life.
Family and friends reminisced lovely times spent with the celebrant while appreciating her service and commitment to humanity. A role model in every aspect of life she is, they said.
She's not just beautiful, she is brilliant, she's hardworking.
She's always been very supportive, and she's a role model to all we ladies.
For the octogenarian and wife of Oba Adebayo Akonde, who holds the title of being Nigeria's first female Minister of Industry and the second female president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, celebrating her 80th birthday, surrounded by family and friends, is a dream come true.
I feel extremely happy. I'm excited because I've always looked forward to being 80. Today is a working day, and for them to be here to honor me, God will continue to honor and bless all of them.
Her prowess on the dance floor is not in doubt as popular musician Flavor entertained. Behold the magnificent pastry artistic piece as the celebrant, who looks much younger than 80, flanked by her husband, Oba Adebayo Akonde, cuts the cake.
Grace, honor, long life. BJ, let's go.
Olori Onikepo Akonde, the Iyalade Iyalode of Ibadan land, an accomplished economist, accountant and industrialist, is a fulfilled woman whose audacity will forever inspire lives, both in the private and public sector. She was a director of Nikon and the Nigeria Industrial Development Bank, NIDB, now known as the Bank of Industry, BOI, and many more.
Did you see the grace, elegance, and agility of an 80-year-old woman? It would appear that life no longer begins at 40. Congratulations, ma'am. Now, and I'm very glad to tell you that we have Maiduguri on our lineup, but let's take you to the liberation of Monguno from Boko Haram in 2015, which marked a pivotal moment in the town's journey towards recovery. Now, of course, the vibrant local government is home to a bustling beans market, and it attracts merchants from all corners of Nigeria every week. But this market is more than just a trading hub. It's a beacon of hope, resilience, creating wealth for the locals and bolstering the state economy. Now, our Maiduguri Zonal Coordinator, Mohammed Abubakar, took time off his busy schedule to take us inside this remarkable market to reveal how it boldly declares to the world that the storm has passed and peace has returned to Monguno.
A typical Saturday in Monguno is a beehive of activity for the locals, most especially around the 40-year-old popular beans market, where intense commercial activity takes place between merchants and dealers of grains, most especially its selling point, which is beans, and other operators of small businesses from the beginning of the day to sunset. Between 35 to 40 trucks loaded with tons of assorted grains, mainly beans, leave Monguno to different parts of Nigeria every market day, not minding the deplorable condition of the road from Maiduguri, a development that can best be described as reassuring and encouraging to the locals and the government, mindful of the fact that it was next to impossible years back owing to activities of Boko Haram. Modu Musaram is the Secretary Beans Sellers Association Monguno.
In
Initially, millet used to be the selling point of this market, but beans have now become the most common grain being sold. All through the period, Monguno was under the control of Boko Haram. Social and economic activities were halted. We attribute the bumper harvest recorded this year to the huge support extended to the farmers by the government, and it has paid off.
Looking at the value chain the market creates, we saw the feeling of those whose means of livelihood is hinged on it.
In a typical day, I get between 10 to 15,000 naira in this market. Out of the 15 naira each I made in every sack in the last 10 years that I have been working here as a laborer, I cannot be specific on the fortunes I have been making. To be honest with you, I cater to the needs of my family, relations, well-wishers, and above all, my parents. I have been coming to Monguno Beans Market 20 years ago. The beans market in Monguno affords a buyer variety of beans to buy and sell to buyers elsewhere. It is a very lucrative business. As a truck driver in more than a decade, I have been coming to Monguno Market for haulage of grains, mainly beans, to different parts of Nigeria. The only time we stopped was when the town, among others in northern Borno, was under the total control of Boko Haram insurgents. There is peace now.
How did the farmers achieve this feat in spite of some obvious challenges relating to farming in general in an area ravaged by insurgency is the question put to Sugum Mamele, the Commissioner, Minister of Local Government and Emirate Affairs, Borno State.
The governor, during the rainy season, has assisted them with 10 tractors into each of the local governments. He provided them with diesel. He provided them with fertilizers. He provided them with insecticides.
Well, to appreciate the effort of Borno State government in ensuring food security, one needs to take a trip to a weekly market like this one in Monguno, popularly called Kasuan Wake, where in a typical market day, between 25 to 30 trucks leave Monguno town to other parts of Nigeria with loads of beans and even beyond the shores of Nigeria. If the current tempo, where farmers are supported with free transportation, improved seedlings, farm implements and fertilizer is sustained by the government, the much talk about food security is very much possible, not only in Borno State, but Nigeria at large.
Wow. Zedi Kasonwake Monguno is my next destination. Anyway, we're not done with Monguno yet. Our next story from this local government will wow you after the commercial break. Welcome back, and our next story is as captivating as it is intriguing. And of course, it's all about Fulani women, renowned for their stunning beauty and unique lifestyle. And of course, they have an unmatched ability to stay composed, even in the most trying situations where, other ladies from other culture might break under pressure. Of course, every culture has its own beauty, including mine. But in this report, we explore the intricate dressing, agility, and remarkable team spirit. And as a first-time visitor to Monguno Market, again, our Maiduguri Zonal Coordinator, Mohammed Abubakar, was struck by the spectacle and decided to share his experience with us here on Newsline.
After the Monguno market was observed, with the visitors mostly women using the exit points of the town to go back to their respective houses, some by foot, some using donkeys, some by carts, while some by camels. These Fulani ladies, gorgeously dressed, one might say, are using this unique way of dressing to send a powerful statement to an onlooker on their sense of fashion that is their exclusive preserve, and it is only seen in a typical market day like this one. Most spectacular about the behavior of these classes of people is their agility, as even the women display it in full. And they are seen masterfully controlling a number of donkeys or cattle at the same time so that none of them goes astray. Apparently mindful of the long distances they are to cover before reaching their destination from the market. The weaker ones among them are mounted either on a donkey or cart as observed, a scenario that gives one the feeling that they are indeed rugged by nature. Their introvert nature, or to put it another way, shyness, was in full display as only few of them managed to volunteer a word or two for NTA.
I'm heading for Mandala after I observed Mongolu Market, though we still have some pockets of security breaches around this area. We are happy with the general security situation compared to what we used to see years back.
Hello.
More revealing about their agility and endurance is the readiness for them to any day, anytime trek long distances, as it has become a way of life for them, not minding age or gender.
Mohamed Abubakar, thank you. And thank you, Maiduguri Network Center, again for coming through for us here on Newsline. Now, for a moment, I breathe a sigh of relief, thinking that the dry season, of course, is upon us and the agony of flood is behind. But in some communities in Ahada West, in River State, the harsh reality of devastating floods remains. And our correspondent, Ijoma Ugweke, it's glad to see you, Ijoma, takes us through her experience in Ngene.
Located at the river basin of Orashi region is Ngene community, whose people are blessed with arable land, which produces cassava, potatoes, plantain, and banana in abundance. A visit to the Mbiama and John Krama communities revealed devastating effects of flooding on crops, as most households were busy harvesting and processing cassava, some of which were not due for harvest, just to prevent the crops from being submerged by the flood. Farmers who have already lost their crops lament that the flood situation has led to reduced crop yield and significant agricultural losses and reserves.
If you go back now, people they pack. Many people don't pack now. Everywhere water, our crops, our cassava, they don't destroy our plantain farm, don't scatter finish.
Na cassava now with the farm. Then now this in flood don't come. Now you don't worry about this the cassava with the plants. Now we don't come out and finish. Then another still hungry go still come the water us again. Now waiting there now.
The situation has also raised concerns about food security, particularly in these rural communities known to serve as a major food basket in rivers and other nearby states. Already, lack of access to farmlands and losses being suffered are taking its toll on the people's major source of livelihood.
To waka go bush now, no way to go find food, no way. Water don't chop. Some farm they no feed harvest. Water don't swallow up. They no go feed go bush again. Go come out cassava.
They will also call on federal government to come and dredge the canals. I believe that is the major problem that we are facing this flood. If those canals and the Orashi River will be dredged, I believe that what we are experiencing, even if the flood will come, it will not emerge like what we are experiencing today.
As the Orashi River continues to rise, the people are appealing to the relevant authorities to dredge the river.
Thankfully, the rains are receding, offering some much-needed relief. Thank you, Ijoma, and it's been a while since we heard from your end. We look forward to hearing from you again next week. Now, accidents and emergencies can strike at any moment, and while technology, of course, keeps us connected, it can also distort our priorities. Take, for instance, a situation where an accident occurs. Now, rather than seeking help, some people opt to, snap with their phones, as always, eager to post them on social media for likes and shares. But this troubling trend raises an important question. In our quest for online validation, have we lost our sense of compassion? Ramat Abdullahi explores this disturbing issue in our next report.
People respond to accidents or emergencies differently. While some simply stand and watch without acting, others can be confused and panic or may even act inappropriately. For instance, some persons crazy about content creation on social media might just be concerned about recording the situation to be the first to post it, leaving the victim to battle with their life without offering a helping hand.
The person is wallowing in pain. The person is, looking for assistance and help. But what will you see other people do? Some people, not everybody. We still have a lot of good people. You just go videoing and then you begin to throw it on social media. So I wonder what people benefit from those kind of things. There are a lot of implications to that. You go post something, it's somebody's relation, somebody's father, somebody's mother, somebody's sister. They may not have heard about the incidents, and you quickly go and post it on social media to say, okay, you're the first that posted it.
Because that's what we call misinformation. Someone could record somebody and tag it, this person is dead. And that's what we call shock. A family member who has maybe felt this person was going to work and all of a sudden see the family member or who is involved in that emergency online and people are tagging the news dead or these casualties are dead. How do you trigger that person to go to shock?
It's something we all have to join hands together and make sure that we will carry out a very good dissemination to the public, that we have to go back to what we are known before. Before, if such a thing happened, you see people running to the person, trying to get the person up, some vehicles even coming to stop to assist you, carry the person to hospital. But opposite is the case now.
Providing psychological support by assuring victims that you are there for them or someone is on the way, experts say, can encourage the victim.
The society requires more of every individual. That when you see anybody in an emergency situation, the first thing you should learn, how do I help? Let me call for help. You call 112 or you call 211, whichever one you call. If you call 112, the 112 will immediately call the relevant agency.
We are praying that a lot of Nigerians should be eager, or people who can assist, let them be trained on first aid.
Some people think that using social media can also connect victims to experts who can provide help. But these emergency experts believe that doing something physically to provide immediate help or calling for help can rescue the situation better.
You're watching Newsline on the network service of the NTA. We'll return presently. Don't go away.
In a nation where voices unite to shape the future comes a groundbreaking television series that delves into the heart of democracy. Get ready for Reshaping Democracy. Hello, Nigeria. Are you ready to take charge of your democracy? I'm Ayodeji Makide, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you a dynamic television program airing exclusively on the Nigerian Television Authority. Join us as we embark on a journey to explore the pillars of democracy and its impact on everyday life. From discussions with political experts to grassroots movements making waves, Reshaping Democracy is your guide to understanding and participating in the democratic process.
I never know my vote will make a change until I started watching Reshaping Democracy.
This program has opened my eyes to the power of civic engagement. Now I feel empowered to create change.
We invite you to be part of the conversation every Tuesday at 10 in the evening as we navigate the complexities of our democracy and, of course, see how we can contribute to make our country a better one. Don't miss Reshaping Democracy, exclusively on Nigerian Television Authority.
Welcome back. Now, there are moments when the weight of loss feels almost unbearable, reminding us that life is not measured by its duration, but by the legacy one leaves behind. And such was the profound impact of Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, a towering figure in politics, philanthropy, and sports. As President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide, his departure signals the close of an extraordinary chapter. Now, in a deeply sober and somber gathering at the Cathedral Church of St. Matthew at Ikeduru local government area of Imo State, people from all walks of life came together to pay their final respects. Pietro Sayem was there to witness the farewell to this remarkable and irreplaceable icon.
The burial rites of the late President General Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, commenced with tributes by members of the sociocultural group at its headquarters in Enugu, as well as Lagos State. Days of tributes and service of songs were also held at the National Worship Center, Abuja, and the Cathedral of Transfiguration of Our Lord, Katol, including the Oriental House, where the deceased family members, friends, and associates, the clergy, political class, business associates, and captains of industry paid glowing tributes to the late Iwanyanwu.
We're here today celebrating somebody that has done well for humanity.
For us, we lost a pathfinder. He was so passionate, so committed,
also featured were hymns and anthems rendition, which the deceased had passion for during his lifetime. Iwanyanwu National, a football club founded by the late Chief Iwanyanwu, which is now Heartland Football Club, also held a novelty match at the Dananyam Stadium, Owerri, to honor its founder. The body of the Igbo leader was later received at the government house by Governor Hope Uzodinma, from where it proceeded for the final burial rites. A funeral service held at the Cathedral Church of St. Matthew in the Kedu local government area attracted an array of dignitaries, including President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Judge Akume, representative of the Senate President, serving and former Southeast governors, APC National Chairman and former Nigeria First Lady, Dame Patience Jonathan, while commiserating with the bereaved family, Imo State and Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide. President Tinubu described late Iwanyanwu as a nationalist who championed nation building, promoted peace and unity of the country across tribes and religions.
Chief inspired all of us in so many ways.
He was a great soul, a great man.
Somebody that we're all proud of. Someone that gave us an identity.
To immortalize the Igbo leader, Governor Uzodinma named the new ultramodern International Conference Center after him. In his sermon, the primate and metropolitan of all Nigeria, Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Henry Ndokoba, urged all to live a life of service to God and humanity. The remains of the late elder statesman were interred in his compound. His wife and children, among whom is the chief executive officer and editor-in-chief, Champion Newspapers, Waduto Inyakanwa, speak on the life and times of their late father.
He wasn't just my husband, but he was my friend. He was my father. He treated me like a daughter.
He was my mentor, a spiritual leader.
He loved his people. There's a pity we lost him now when we need his counsel, when we need him more, but God knows best.
The late Ohaneze leader died at the age of 82 and will be greatly missed by his family, the Igbo race, and the nation at large.
Indeed, also the remains of former Deputy Senate Leader and Chairman Senate Committee on Information, Senator Jonathan Sadler Zengina, has been laid to rest in his hometown, Guyuk local government area of Adamawa State. Now, it was a moment of commendation and eulogies for impactful life as signatories across the country gathered to pay their last respect. And we have Simon Asher bringing us this report.
I'm sorry if along the journey I stepped on somebody's toes, I wrongly or willfully or inadvertently or out of error said something, done something, touched somebody in a manner that was offensive. Please do forgive me. As for me and those who have offended me, and many of you are here, I've forgiven all of you.
The history of a great nation lies in the iconic contributions of its heroes past. Hence the nights of commendations and tribute in both Abuja and Yola, as friends, family members, top government officials, captains of industries, among other dignitaries from all walks of life, gathered to share heartfelt tributes in honor of late Senator Jonathan Silas Zungina for his achievements and contributions to the nation.
Men along the way, like Zungina, had a role to play, and they played it actively to ensure that I got to where I am today.
Zungina's passage brought all his colleagues together. It was amazing. Everybody that ever served in the Senate made his way to his house.
Whatever Zungina did, whether as a leftist scholar and teacher, and director of MAMSA, the Director General of the MK Abiola presidential campaign, or distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he did so wholeheartedly, zealously, passionately, and effectively.
This follows a service of songs at First Baptist Church Yola in sober reflection for the repose of his soul. His hometown, Greek local government area of Adamawa State, was then agog with mourners among other sympathizers as the people paid their last respect to late Senator Zungina for his kindness, generosity, dedication, and impact in the community. Reverend Israel Adeleye Akenje says, "Death is inevitable and calling the people to live a righteous life for the redemption of their souls in the last day." Governor Amon Finthri of Adamawa State, represented by his deputy, Professor Kaitapawa George Farauta, described the demise of Senator Zungina as a great loss, not only to Adamawa, but Nigeria as a whole.
The remembrance we are here today to remember our late brother calls for our unity.
For the family, it is a moment that will forever linger in their lives as they find solace in his memories.
I can still feel my father's presence in the way things are orchestrated. Where you think it's going to fail or where you think it has ended, something just comes up.
Dust to dust.
Late Senator Jonathan Silas Zungina died, aged 70, leaving behind a wife, 7 children, and 7 grandchildren.
All right, we will cap Newsline tonight with this story that takes me back to my primary school days when reciting HIP for the hippo brought excitement. However, the hippo in our story has brought pain and despair to its community, endangering lives along the Yoruba River. But in response, the Emir of Yori ordered swift action to restore safety, leading to the unfortunate decision to hunt down the animal. Now, Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa reports on the circumstances surrounding this incident.
Are you wondering why the hippopotamus is the symbol of the Yauri people in Kebbi State? Well, it is because these hippopotamus have thrived in Yauri River for centuries, living in peace with the people of their host communities. The inhabitants of Yauri Emirate cherish these wild animals, showcasing them during festivities and celebrations.
Since I was a child, we used to go to the river. When we go there, they used to come out. We used to play with them.
In fact, the hippopotamus is emblazoned as a symbol on the Emirate throne and palace. However, tragedy struck a few weeks ago when one of the hippopotamus, affectionately known as Shannon Tharki, that the Emir's cows, attacked and killed 2 people, inflicting various degrees of injuries on some others. The hippopotamus killed one of the Emir's servants and another 70-year-old man. The attacks were becoming incessant and a source of concern to the people of the emirate, and it was to salvage the situation that the emir ordered the hippopotamus be hunted down.
It has injured another young man who is still receiving treatment of the General Hospital, Yaouri.
I believe this one reacted just because of they have the small ones, and the fisherman tried to go close to them. So the mother tried to protect her kids.
Approximately about 200 skilled fishermen from the emirate joined forces to kill the hippo. Although the hippopotamus is generally protected in Yaouri Emirate, the decision to hunt this one down was a hard one, but action had to be taken to save lives and the riverine communities.
You have every right to go for the fishing, but the small ones and the animals like hippopotamus, crocodile and other things, you have no business with them. Even this one is because it did something to the public, that is why.
After it was killed, it was brought to shore, butchered and distributed according to tradition.
The hippopotamus are not only inhabitants of the Yaouri River, but a symbol of the Yaouri Emirate Council, without which the annual Yaouri Regatta Festival cannot be complete without their display.
Well, that's all we've got for you tonight. I'd really love to hear from you, your thoughts, ideas, and how we can make this show even more inspiring and engaging. Please do drop me a message on my Facebook, X, or WhatsApp. Let's keep the conversation going. And until next Sunday, by God's grace, do have a fantastic week ahead. Stay positive, stay safe, and good night, everyone.